Good morning, everybody. Dude, this is my home, my casa. Doing a little P90X, not really. Just waking up, trying to give you guys a spiritual workout today and just give you guys some thoughts about who God is. Today's challenge was to memorize Colossians 3:2. Set your affections on things above and not on things of the earth. This whole chapter of Colossians is absolutely amazing. It's about following Christ because of what He did for us on the death of the cross, and that we have a war now between the flesh and the spirit, and we need to put on the new man and get rid of the old man. And there's a lot of ways to do that. So I encourage you, if you read that chapter, what can you do to put on Christ, and what's the motivation, what can help. And I've been reading Purpose Driven Life by Rick Warren right here. Pick it up. I'm on day 12. I know the other day I was on day 15. I skipped some days. I apologize. It happens. But today we're talking about developing friendship with God. It says in James 4:8, draw close to God and God will draw close to you. And so it's a promise that we can put God first and God is going to come closer even to us. So how do we become friends with God? I think it's something we really struggle with, but there's some practical things we can do. One is be honest with God. We struggle with being honest with ourselves sometimes, but if we come to God, God is not going to condemn us. He's not going to come down on us. He's not going to hate us. He's not going to get bitter at us or frustrated. He's going to love us. And anytime you're honest with God, it's the best place to start. And that's how you were saved. You came to God not perfect. You came to God confessing. And for some of us, it's been a long time since we've gone back to God and said, man, I'm really struggling. And so if you have a war going on inside your life, flesh and spirit, and you're not winning, dude, come back and be honest with God, because you gotta get God on your side. You're trying to fight things out, and it's better to surrender to God than continue to fight this war you're not going to win on your own. Secondly is this: choose to obey God. Obedience isn't driven by our fear of God. Now, there is a healthy fear, but not the fear of guilt or the fear of being completely wrong and abandoned. It's a fear of adoration, a fear of, man, God is so good, He's so powerful, and He cares about me, He loves me. And so there's this godly respect, or this holy respect for God. And we obey God because He loved us. And the way we show we love God is by obeying Him. It says, you're my friends if you do what I command. And so I challenge you today, take a step of obedience, do things differently. Don't be the same. We started doing P90X in my family, and we just don't be the same we were yesterday. We're going to take some steps to improve. But anyway, another way to be friends with God is to care about others. Put others first. The number one most important thing to God the Father is the death of His Son. And the second thing is telling others about the death of His Son. And so you're never more like Christ, never more friends with God than you tell your friends about God. That's what we have to do. We have to be about that. We have to put God first and tell somebody else. So who are you praying for? Who are you witnessing to? Who's on your heart and mind? And do those. Take that step and be unashamed to tell your friends about Christ. Last thought's this: you're as close to God as you choose to be. It's not an accident. It's intentional. What today are you going to do to be different? What are you going to do? When are you going to get up? What are you going to read in the Bible? What are you going to memorize? Are you going to go to church? Are you going to invite your friends? What is it worth to you? What are you willing to sacrifice? And today, that's a choice we make. And so don't look back a week from now and say, I'm in the same place spiritually. You can change that. And God willing, you keep up, you watch these videos, you go to church, you're going to grow. It's just naturally going to happen when you put God first. And so I would encourage you to do that. So in the comment box below, all right, or post something about what are you going to do today to be better friends with God. Let us know. I'll be praying for you. Hopefully see you tonight. Love you guys.